wait. Before we start, I want you to pause and think about this for a second. When was the last time you did something just because you wanted to? Not because it would make someone happy, or because that was the right thing to do, not because it was expected, but just because you wanted to do it. If you had to pause and think about it, yeah, that is exactly what we're talking today. Hello, girlies. Welcome back to my corner of the internet. And if you are new here, then hello, my name is Kavya. Today's video is a little different. I am not here to teach you something new. I am here to help you notice something that might quietly running your life. It is something that every girl grows up with, but nobody actually names it. It is the invisible pressure to be the good one. The one who doesn't complain, the one who doesn't argue, the one who keeps everything together. And over time, you don't even realize that's happening. You just become that girl. And somewhere along the way, you just forget to ask yourself what you actually want. So, in this video, we are going to talk about something called the good girl syndrome. This video will be divided into 5 chapters because by the end of this video, I want you to understand that good girl syndrome isn't really about being good. It's about believing that you have to earn love, approval, and belonging by constantly putting yourself second. And healing begins when you realize that your needs matter too. And here's the thing, nobody is really born thinking this way. Most of us just pick it up without even realizing it. Usually through messages that seem completely harmless. Good girls don't talk back. Be polite. Think about others first. Don't make a scene. You are so mature for your age. You're such a good daughter. And here's another thing. None of these messages are bad on their own. The problem is when the little girl starts connecting love with behavior. When she starts believing, I get praised when I am easy. I get loved when I am good. I get accepted when I don't cause any problems. And slowly, she starts to hide parts of herself. Her anger, her disagreement, her ambition, sadness, boundaries. Not because they are bad, because she thinks those are inconvenient. A lot of people think that good girl syndrome is obvious, but it usually isn't. It often looks like society praises, like being helpful, being dependable or responsible. But underneath that, there are signs. You agree to do things that you actually don't want to do because disappointing people feels worse than exhausting yourself. Maybe you are always the responsible one, the daughter everybody depends on, the friend everybody relies on, the pacemaker. And nobody actually ever stops to ask who is taking care of you. Maybe you are a perfectionist, and even a small mistake feels like a failure, not just at the task, but as a person. Or maybe you spend so much time thinking about what do they want, and you have forgotten to ask what I want. And honestly, I think that is the biggest sign. Initially, being the good girl feels rewarding. People trust you, people praise you, people depend on you. And for a while, that feels amazing. But eventually, it catches up with you. You become burnout because you are carrying everybody else's needs while ignoring yours. You become resentful because you are constantly giving and rarely receiving. You start thinking, I do so much for everybody, and why doesn't anyone do anything for me? And then something even scarier happens. You start losing touch with yourself. And then one day someone randomly asks you, what do you want? And then you just freeze because you have spent years focusing on everybody else but you. Now, Let me make something very clear. Healing from good girl syndrome isn't becoming rude. It doesn't mean becoming selfish. It doesn't mean you stop being kind or caring or responsible. Those are beautiful qualities. The problem is when those qualities come at the expense of your well being. When kindness becomes self abandonment and responsibility becomes pressure. When caring becomes people pleasing. That's the difference. So, how do you start changing this? Not by becoming a completely different person, but slowly coming back to yourself. Start noticing small moments, the moments where you automatically say yes, the ones where you shrink your opinions, the ones where you feel tiny discomfort but then ignore it. That's where it begins. And instead of judging yourself, just pause and ask yourself, do I actually want this? And baby girl, if you don't know the answer right away, that's okay too. Try honoring whatever answer that comes up first, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, because it will. You've spent years being one version of yourself. Of course, it's going to feel different when you choose differently. But strange doesn't mean wrong, it just means it's new. You know what I think? The saddest part is that girls growing up believing that they are loved because they are easy, because they don't ask for much, because they don't take up space. But you were never meant to be loved for how little you need. You were meant to be loved fully with your opinions, with your boundaries, with your voice, with your wants. And the moment you allow yourself to exist like that, everything changes. Okay, here's your little challenge for this week. I don't want you to do something big. I want you to do something honest. The next time you feel the instant of saying yes automatically, pause and take a breath. Ask yourself what you actually want. And if the answer is no, try saying it, even softly or awkwardly. Even if your voice shakes a little, that counts. Come back and tell me how it felt, okay? This brings us to the end of this video. And I just want to say that I really appreciate you staying with me till the very end. Take care of yourself this week, not just in the way that look good for other people, but in the ways that feel real to you. And remember, you don't always have to be the good girl. You can be a whole person too. If this video helped you, don't forget to like it. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, send this video to them. And if you haven't already, subscribe and join our little corner of the internet. I'll see you in the next one.